Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm just giving a couple of more minutes for others to get on here to be notified. I hope everybody is doing wonderful. I'm trying to wait here. Trying to get on there. I wanted to put that over there. Hey, everyone. I hope everyone is doing awesome today and that you are staying safe and that you are using wisdom by staying out of these streets unless unless you absolutely have to go out, which I understand. Sometimes we have to go and get our groceries or whatever the case is. Some of us have to go to work. We still have to go into the office. So I hope that you guys are being safe and protected. I'm going to give it one more minute and then we are going to get started. Yes, we are. I have some great information for you today. Actually, this is information that I learned from someone else that I want to share with you. And she is a thought leader in her community and really in the world. She is amazing at what she does, and she has helped so many different people. And she gives amazing advice. I want to share some of the things that I learned from her today. So I gave it a minute. So without further ado, let me introduce myself. Whether you're watching the replay or you are on here with me live, I just like to give a introduction of myself. My name is Christyl Benford. I am a brand designer. I am the founder and owner of Zeely Creative Brand Studio. You can check that out at zeelycreative.com. And I am a GMA award-winning singer and songwriter and a mindset, meaning that anything dealing with the mind to build a better mind, a better mindset, I'm all about it. So whatever I learn, whatever I use that has worked for me, I love to share it. So I don't want to hold you. Without further ado, I'm going to share with you what I found out. So I don't know if you were able to check out the title today, but the title today says guilt-free ways to market and sell in a global pandemic. That's what it is. So I know for us small business owners, now you have one of two types of small business owners: entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, sole proprietors, whatever you want to call yourself. We have so many different types of people that are in business for themselves. And the difference is you have one type that is like, I don't care, I'm gonna go hard, I'm gonna sell you till your eyeballs pop out, and that's just what I do, that's what I'm good at, and that's how I keep my business afloat, and that's how I got to where I am. They're never gonna stop it. Then you have a lot of entrepreneurs on the other side that feel some type of guilt about trying to sell something in this pandemic or trying to sell something in a in what we're going through. And we feel bad, some of us feel bad because it's like, well, should I be selling these services when this is a time where I really want to be helping people or sewing into people, or I really want to bless people during this time? Is this really a good time to be talking about business? Well, I agree with her. The one I'm gonna tell you I got this information from, so I am relaying the information to you. I didn't come up with this off the top of my head. I'm relaying this information. And so I listened to a podcast today. It was by Marie Forleo. If you haven't heard of her, look her up. She has very good content, but like I said, she's a thought leader in the world, not just in her community. She's a thought leader, but she really gives some good information. But this particular podcast stood out to me, and the reason being is because I know that a lot of entrepreneurs, even ministers, are really struggling with asking for money, and not asking for money just to be asking, but asking for more money, trying to make a sale, trying to sell your product or your services, and you're trying to keep your business afloat so you are not like a lot of businesses that are having to close their doors. So you're trying to stay afloat, but it's like, how do I do that and do it without the guilt, and do it boldly, and do it confidently, but also do it with a heart where I'm not just trying to buy everything. I'm not just trying to sell every single thing and sell a person anytime they come on my page. So here's some of the things that she shared about how to be guilt-free with selling your products and services in this pandemic world or this pandemic area. So number one, the first one that she mentioned, a lot of us hear this all the time, and we think about it when we're getting shoes, we think about it when we're buying food, we're thinking about when we're getting clothes. Buy one, get one free. And she didn't say it like that. She said it more eloquently, but everybody knows what buy one, get one free is. So what she says, she shared, and I'm going to put the link to her podcast in this video once I'm done. But what she said is, when you sell a product or you sell a service, how about you give one away? So if you have products, normally we think about this on the product side, but we don't think about this on the service side. Okay. And this really, to me, works very well if you have a high-end service or a high-end product, where now somebody might not necessarily need, it's not a need that they have for your product or service, but it might be something that they want, even if it's something that can help them. But we don't think about it in terms of big things. We don't think about it in terms of services that you can buy one, give one away. So say you have a service that costs $2,500. What is it gonna negatively do for you to buy one, give one away? Now, it depends on what the service is, of course. So you have to use your own wisdom and use your own judgment. You have to do that. So I don't want you to say, Christyl, you told me and I lost money and now I got more clients and all this and I can't keep up and I'm not getting paid what I would normally. Okay, so when we're thinking about this, we're trying to think selflessly, if that's even a word, but we're trying to be selfless. But think about it. Would you rather have the buy one, get one free than nobody at all? Because the majority of people are not clamoring and tearing down your walls to get to your services, to your high-end services? Or would you rather not only get money, make money, but you're also helping those that, maybe helping somebody that can't? So I'll give you another example of this. Now, another example of how you can use this buy one, get one free is like, say you have a service, two people will probably be able to get the services and then be able to split the cost and you get paid faster. That's something you can think about as well. And the reason why we're thinking about things like this, because we have to understand that the world has changed. Things have changed in a matter of months. Okay. Matter of fact, the world has changed in a matter of months. We're just starting to feel the effects of it in probably a month's time, and probably for some of us in less than a month. So think about that. Think about how you can help serve. It's not about just us making money. It's not just about us. Yes, as a business owner, you need to pay your bills. As a church or a ministry, yes, you need to pay your bills. But let's start thinking outwardly. Let's start thinking about those that are in need and how we can help, how we can be of service, even with what we've been gifted to do, whatever that is for you in your business. So how about that? So that was number one, BOGO. That's what I'm going to say. But like I said, she did not say that, but buy one, get one free. Sell one, give one, sell one, give one, sell one, give one. And if you don't want to do that, there's a second option. Another option, she said, is to sell your product or services and donate the proceeds to an organization or to a family maybe, or whoever in need. I thought that was a good one too, and it doesn't have to be all of the proceeds, but it can be a portion. It can be 50%. It can be 25%. It can be 30%. Send it to an organization that is helping with this pandemic, or an organization of your choice that's always helping someone that's dealing with a cause that's close to your heart. So this is a wonderful way to do it too. You're able to keep your business alive and you're able to to give back. And I know some of us, because I know I do, I give anyway. I mean, outside of church, I even give to organizations, and I have my favorite organizations, of course. But I give to a particular organization outside of ministries that I love to give because they're always helping. They've always helped. That's what they do. So even if it is someone that or an organization or a group or whatever the case is that is dealing with a cause that's close to your heart, even if it's outside of the coronavirus, then you might want to amp it up, where you're literally giving a certain amount of your proceeds to them immediately instead of having to wait. I don't know if you wait to the end of the month or do it right away, but that's a good way to think. Even if you have cheaper products, give some away, give some of it away, because you're helping people that are in need, people that normally will not be able to get the help that they need unless you're donating. When we're giving, we have to look at that as a seed. We have to look at that we're planting something really good for somebody else, and then of course in turn it will come back to us, and maybe in another way. But we don't want to always be self-serving. And this goes for ministers and pastors and entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, small business owners. See, we cannot be selfish when we are creating our work. Of course, we created our work to solve a problem or to entertain or whatever the case was, and people benefit from that, but we can do more. Okay. So number 3 is when you sell your product or service, offer a scholarship. Now, she said, Marie Forleo, she said that they, for companies that cannot normally afford or people that cannot normally afford her services, they offer this every so often, I guess throughout the year or whatever. But this is really a good way. And she said they offer full scholarships. But maybe if you have, if your service that you provide is very time consuming or very high end, then offer a scholarship maybe for a half a scholarship. But it's nothing wrong with doing a full scholarship if you can. And doing the scholarship, this will help you to be able to help those that want to build something in this era, in this particular thing that we're going through. You want to be able to help somebody to get ahead and to start something new and start something fresh in this particular pandemic that we're going through. And case in point, I've thought about, because as soon as this started hitting, like before it started hitting, I was like, I really want to do something to help people, to help entrepreneurs, to help ministers and people that want to turn their side hustles into business. I want to do something. I already do the branding and the web design and stuff. I already do that, but I was like, I want to do more. I want them to be able to have access. I want them to be able to have access so that they can use this time to turn their passion into a product, or to turn their skill into a service. Whatever that is, I wanted to do. So this really helped me. Maybe do consulting instead of offering the package or whatever. There's different things that you can do. But even I was thinking, I want to be able to help. I want to be able to help entrepreneurs. And that's why, honestly, that's why I do these lives. Let's be real. I do these lives and then I post them as videos, because I want you all to have that information that you need to be able to help you grow and thrive in your business and in your ministry, and do it all through your branding and through your website. That's what I want to do. But there's so much more. And even I felt this with myself. I was like, there's so much more that I can do to help others than just offering my service. So how do we do that? These are some really good things and really good shares and tips that Marie gave that will help us to be able to creatively think about which one works best for us. So like I said, number 3 was sell your products and services and offer a scholarship. And like I said, if she does full scholarships, if you can do full scholarships, then do it. Then that way people have a chance. And like me for branding that, and if you're a web designer or you do anything creative like me, that might be a good thing to do, because you're helping somebody to be able to literally adjust and turn this bad situation that the world is going through into something good, where they'll be able to find themselves. Wouldn't that be amazing? I think it would. Okay, and then so she also said number 4. Now, number 4 is a very unique one, which I would have never thought of. Honestly, I just would not have. But she says, sell and collect tips and then give the tips away. So that's for those of you that take tip. Now, on some of my services, I have a tip in there when I send the invoice. I have a tip. A lot of times they pay me tips, but this is even good for those of you that have tangible things. You're selling actual physical products or whatever. And if you do have an area where they can do tips or things like that, because I noticed that there are some restaurants that are still open and doing curbside. People can't go in, but they're doing curbside and they're still doing delivery. Well, this is a good way for you to use that tip. You're still able to collect the money that you have, and pay all your overhead and everything that you want to pay. But thank you. Pay the overhead. My dog bust through here. My husband had to come get her. She goes to the door. So you're able to collect the money that you need, pay the overhead that you have, still stay in business, still keep the lights on, still keep the water running, all that good stuff for your business. But then you're able to take that residual and then completely donate it to something else. Even maybe families in need. And I'm going to add one to Marie's list. That's what I'm going to do. For those of you that have food services, or you are awesome in the kitchen and you can cook, and that's something you love to do, that's something that you might have been contemplating turning into a business, but you don't know how to get started, this would be a wonderful time where you just deliver it. They pay you through, don't do Cash App. I mean, you can do Cash App, but not as a business. Do PayPal, Stripe, or Square, and they can pay you online, and then you cook that food and you send it to them. For those of you in food services, this might be a way to use those tips that you're paid to be able to set it aside to do another meal or something for a family that's really in need that can't get out. Maybe an elderly family, or whether they have special needs kids and they can't get out or don't really want to get out, or their children have respiratory issues and they don't want to expose them to that, but there's no one to leave them with. That might be a good idea to take those tips, put it towards what you already do, and then it pays for that, and then you give it to them free of cost. So I hope that made sense. It made sense when it was in my head, but I hope it came out right. Okay, I hope it came out right. So so look at that one. I added that was me. That was on me. But Marie Forleo, she talks about giving those tips away. And so if you don't want to turn it into a product, what she's saying is you can take those tips and donate it to an organization in your community that helps people in need, or whether it's a national organization, whatever's best for you. Like I said, pour into people, not pour into organizations, and pour into causes that are close to your heart, not because it's popular. You want to make sure that you're giving into something and someone that it is something that you believe in and that you want a resolve. Not because it's popular and everybody and all the stars, they're doing it. Not because of that. It has to do it because it's close to you. Do it because you believe in it. You know that it can get done. You know that they're going to do excellent work, that they're going to use the money the right way. Do it. Give into what's close to your heart. Let this be personal for you, okay? Because when it's personal for us, we put more into it. We're more connected to it, and we're more loyal to it. And it'll never be a problem giving into their bosoms, because it is helping our cause. Okay, so the last one that she gave was just number 5. Number 5 is offer generous payment plans. And this is especially for those of you that create services where they have to have a payment plan, but offer generous payment plans or put the payment on pause. This is a concept. Now, this, of course, is going to be if you already have kind of a reserve for your business or a reserve for your ministry. Well, ministries are different. We're going to talk about business today. But, you have a reserve for your business. So it's like you're not going to go out of business because you did this a couple of times. You want to be able to at least have some type of cushion that can keep you afloat, just in case this type of client comes to you. And I thought this was an excellent idea because I do payment plans on my packages. And the reason why I think this is excellent because the people can still get your services. They can still get your help and your expertise and all that good stuff. They can still get that, but they can get it now and be able to afford it because now it's broken up. Plus, over time, if they get approved for that loan from the government, for small businesses and entrepreneurs and contractors, if they get that and they get the grant, then they're going to be able to pay you. They're gonna be able to pay me. But this is something that you have to be wise with. This is not, and she says it too. This is not for everyone. It's not for everyone. Consider each one of these as to which one is going to be best for you. But this one is probably the biggest, one of the biggest. I think they're all big, but I think this one will probably be a little bit more something that you really have to think about. Because if you do extend, give a generous payment amount, or not payment amount, if you give a generous payment plan, and you really extend it, whereas normally they would pay you two payments, once a month, and then you extend it to, like, I don't know, 3 to 6 months or something like that. Make sure that you'll be able to stay alive, after offering this type of payment plan. She even mentions that this payment plan for, she said, pause it. When she said pause it, she said pause it for a month or two. That might really help people. It really might. And like I said, this especially if you have a high end product or service, like meaning it's in the 4 digits and up. This could really help people to be able to use your expertise and use your services, and then get the things done that they need to get done. And then you still get paid, but it just gives them a chance to try to, pay along the way and stretch out those payments, so it's not so hard on them financially. And then they'll be able to do it, because now they don't feel like either we have to eat or we have to pay you. You don't you don't want that situation, because they're gonna eat overpaying you for your services. We all know. So, think about it. And I want you to think about if you're considering this last one, where you're either pausing the payment plans, or you are, you're either pausing them or you're extending the payment plan. I want you to think about this too. Think about how you felt if you were ever in a situation, and how it would have been nice if you could have called the electric company, or called the water company, or called your rent office or mortgage office, and they said, you know what, don't worry about it, we got you covered for a month or two. How would you feel? Right. It's different when we put ourselves in the scenario, but we can be a little more rigid when we put other people in the scenario. So think about that. Think about how that would have helped you when you were in a rough situation, in a rough spot, and you kind of got behind, and some things came up where you had to pay for the emergency and not be able to pay your rent, or be late, or be really late on your rent, and pray they don't put you out until you get that next check. Think about other people, because that's what a lot of people are going through right now. People are eating up their retirement funds, for those that can go into it, trying to keep things afloat because they've lost their job. People are thinking about, a whole lot of things. They think about not getting sick. They're thinking about not losing loved ones. They're thinking about, what is this going to look like if this continues for the next 2 or 3 months, or 4 or 5 or 6 months. There's a lot to consider here. So I want you to, number one, consider the cost for you, and consider the cost for them. And the reason why I say this is because you do not want to stress yourself out. That's not what we're saying. I do want you to be able to be comfortable and guilt-free in running your business the way a business owner runs it. You have to run marketing. You have to advertise. You have to sell. You do. That's the only way you're going to stay alive. No matter what your industry is, you have to do those things to stay afloat and stay alive as a business. You have to, whether you are a uno provider, solopreneur, whether you are a solopreneur, or whether you have employees. Those 3 things: marketing, sale, advertise. Those things are some of the things that you're going to have to do to keep your business alive. You're just going to have to do it. To keep your business afloat, you will have to do it. Okay. And especially in this world where there's so many entrepreneurs, so many small business owners, you have to stand out, even through word of mouth. Even through word of mouth is a form of sales. It really is, because you do such a good job on your work by what you provide your clients, that the thing is that you want them to be able to, you're going to sell so good on doing their product that you want them to go and tell their friends, their colleagues, their family members, everybody else who can use your services. You want them to go out. So we're always selling. Even if you haven't run an ad yet, we are always selling, because we want to make sure we're doing a good enough job to be able to let those that we are helping, those that we are serving, those that we are giving products to, that they love it so much that that they're going to go and spread the word and tell other people. But we're in a situation where we all have to come together. We have to do things that we normally didn't have to do. We have to connect with people that we normally didn't connect with. We have to just think outside of the box. We have to do something different. And different, to me, I love different. Different is good because it shakes things up for me. That is for me. Some people do not like change, but for me, it shakes things up, and I look at it as an adventure. Like, oh, then what new can I learn in this situation? How can I make this situation better? What have I learned in the past that I can use now, to make this situation better or to transition to the next place? Well, guess what? Since we're all experiencing this, especially for us side hustlers, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, mommy, daddypreneurs, small business owners, whatever, like I said, whatever, or freelancers or contracts, whatever you call yourself, you're selling something. Okay, so think about this. Think about how you can be guilt-free and sell your products and services, but then yet give back. We want to give back. We want to help those that normally maybe they would have been able to afford your services or your products, but now your services and products are not a necessity. So they need help with that. They need help with, I want this, I need this, but it's going to be one or the other. But if you work with the person, or if you are able, and if you can't work with them, to give them a scholarship or the buy one, get one, or whatever the case is, or pause in the payment, then what you can do is donate what you do have, what the residual or the tips is one of these, the tips, donate some of that to people in need. Donate it. Let's think outside of the box. And what's in the box usually? We're in the box because we want to have everything to ourselves. But let's think outside of the box and think about other people. So I hope that this was amazing to you, because to me it was amazing to me. It gave me great ideas to some of these things on this list I was already thinking about. But when I heard hers, I was like, oh, I could probably do it a different way. So it put things into perspective for me. So hopefully, if you have a product or service, it put things into perspective for you. Be guilt-free. Okay, you got to keep your business open. So be guilt-free, but also the only way you're going to be guilt-free is that you are going to also use this to serve, to be able to give back to those in need. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know that I enjoyed talking about it, because even while I'm talking about it, gave me even more ideas of things that I can do on the business side to help, future clients. So, and I'm going to put that probably on my website this week, but we'll see. But I want to know which one you like the most, 1, 2, or 3, or 4, or 5. And then I gave an extra one. I ain't gonna lie, I did give an extra one. But watch the video. Tell me which you do for your business. Which one will work best for you? You can put it in the comments wherever you're looking at this. If you're on YouTube, I'm Christyl Benford. I want you to subscribe so that you'll be notified every time I go live and post a new video. If you're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, I want you to like and follow me, and let's be friends. Okay, I'm your brand designer, Christyl Benford, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow live at 12:05. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, share it with other business owners. Make sure you hit the like, love, and please share this with other people so that it can help them and help inspire them to do better with their businesses and not get scared and worried. We don't want anybody worried right now. It's already too much going on. We don't want anybody worried, especially about their businesses or about their ministries. We don't want them to be worried. So we want to make ways, create ways to be able to help and to be a support. So I'm leaving for real. I said goodbye like 3 minutes ago, but I'm leaving for real. Have a good one. I'm Christyl Benford. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.